In the modern political landscape, polarization has reached unprecedented levels, casting a long shadow over the American democratic process. At the heart of this division lies a stark contrast between the treatment of two recent presidents, Joe Biden and Donald Trump. The disparity in public perception, media coverage and political leniency towards these leaders is not only striking but also symptomatic of a deeper, more troubling trend in American politics. Joe Biden, a presidency under siege. President Joe Biden, who took office in January 2021, inherited a nation reeling from a pandemic, economic instability, and deep social divisions. Despite these daunting challenges, Biden has made significant strides in addressing critical issues. His administration has overseen a robust vaccination campaign, significant economic recovery efforts, and ambitious infrastructure plans. Yet Biden's accomplishments often seem overshadowed by relentless criticism. Critics argue that Biden's policies are ineffective or misguided, focusing intensely on perceived missteps rather than the broader successes. For instance, while the COVID-19 vaccination rollout was one of the fastest in history, detractors emphasize the ongoing challenges posed by variants and vaccine hesitancy. Similarly, his economic policies, which have contributed to job growth and a declining unemployment rate, are frequently downplayed by those highlighting inflationary pressures. The media's role in this narrative cannot be ignored. Certain outlets and commentators have been particularly harsh on Biden, framing his presidency as a series of crises and failures. This narrative persists despite evidence to the contrary, contributing to a perception that Biden's presidency is floundering. The scrutiny Biden faces is often disproportionate, suggesting a lack of appreciation for the complex challenges his administration has navigated. Moreover, Biden's efforts in climate change policy, foreign relations and social equity have also been significant. The rejoining of the Paris Agreement, the introduction of comprehensive climate action plans, and strides in improving relations with international allies are noteworthy. Yet these efforts often receive lukewarm coverage, overshadowed by more sensational news. The Afghan withdrawal, for instance, although a complex issue with long-term strategic considerations, was portrayed predominantly through the lens of immediate chaos, ignoring broader historical contexts and the difficult decisions involved. Donald Trump, a presidency of controversy. In stark contrast, Donald Trump's presidency, 2017-2021, was marked by a series of controversies, legal issues, and unprecedented political behavior. From the handling of the COVID-19 pandemic to allegations of election interference and the incitement of the January 6th Capitol riot, Trump's tenure was rife with actions that would have, under normal circumstances, led to severe political repercussions. However, Trump has enjoyed a surprising degree of leniency from his supporters and certain media segments. Despite numerous investigations, impeachment trials, and ongoing legal battles, Trump's political base remains fervently loyal. This loyalty extends to a significant portion of the Republican Party, which has largely continued to support him, reflecting a willingness to overlook or rationalize his actions. This phenomenon raises critical questions about accountability and standards in political leadership. How can a figure embroiled in so much controversy continue to wield such influence? The answer lies partly in the deeply entrenched partisan divide that characterizes contemporary American politics. Trump's policies, such as tax cuts for the wealthy, immigration crackdowns and deregulation, were often polarizing yet effective in cementing his base's loyalty. The narrative of economic success, despite its uneven distribution and long-term consequences, was heavily marketed, overshadowing the significant ethical and legal controversies that defined his administration. The handling of the COVID-19 pandemic, marked by misinformation and mixed messages, highlighted stark differences in governance philosophies between Trump and Biden. The roots of polarization. The polarization of today's political climate is not merely a product of recent events, but a culmination of decades of growing ideological divisions. The advent of 24-hour news cycles, the rise of social media, and the increasing influence of partisan media have all contributed to this divide. In such an environment, facts often take a back seat to narratives that serve to reinforce pre-existing beliefs. For Biden, this means that even his most notable achievements are viewed through a skeptical lens by his opponents, while his errors are amplified. For Trump, it means that his controversies are downplayed or dismissed by his supporters, who view any criticism as politically motivated attacks rather than legitimate concerns. The influence of social media platforms cannot be understated. They have become echo chambers where individuals can find information that supports their biases while disregarding opposing viewpoints. Algorithms designed to maximize engagement often promote divisive content, exacerbating the partisan divide. This environment has made it increasingly difficult for nuanced, fact-based discussions to take place as sensationalism and outrage dominate the discourse. Moving forward, bridging the divide. Addressing this polarization requires a concerted effort to bridge the ideological chasm that divides the nation. This involves promoting media literacy, encouraging bipartisan dialogue, and fostering a political culture that values compromise and cooperation over division and antagonism. Both Biden and Trump serve as symbols of this divide, representing not just different political ideologies, but fundamentally different visions of America's future. Understanding and addressing the reasons behind the disparate treatment of these leaders is crucial for healing the nation's political wounds and building a more unified and resilient democracy. Educational initiatives can play a significant role in bridging this divide. Teaching critical thinking and media literacy from a young age can help future generations navigate the complex media landscape. Encouraging civic engagement and fostering environments where diverse viewpoints can be discussed respectfully are also vital steps towards reducing polarization. Conclusion. In conclusion, the polarization of today's political climate is a complex issue with deep roots and far-reaching implications. The stark contrast in the treatment of Joe Biden and Donald Trump highlights the challenges of navigating a divided political landscape. As the nation moves forward, finding common ground and promoting a more balanced and respectful political discourse will be essential for fostering a healthier and more inclusive democracy. By recognizing the multifaceted nature of this polarization and actively working to address its root causes, there is hope for a more united and cooperative political environment. This will not be an easy task, but it is a necessary one if the United States is to move past the current era of division and towards a more collaborative and productive future.